What are you doing?
Looking at the freaking reviews.
Gabagoo.
What did the critics say? Oh, did you pause it?
No, I didn't.
No.
Around 21 minutes.
Oh, that's good to no. We can wrap it up. Okay.
No, I just was telling that.
Okay.
We also have like a minute, so don't worry about it.
Okay.
Don't worry about
What are the Rotten Boys
it. What are
think about this film? I got the first one.
What do those rotten guys think?
Russ Simmons said, "If you
Give me
value
some leg room.
what? Oh, leg room.
What
I
did
thought
think
you
said?
Context. You don't need context to a critic."
Okay, sorry.
Critics
Russ
review.
Simmons. What does he say?
Russ Simmons from Rotten Tomatoes says, "If you value your time, skip me time."
Oh,
That was poetic.
not really, but yeah. The second one is by Emiliana.
You're not even gonna talk about it?
Basili, and he or she says the story takes off well, but the second half turns into a succession of dumb jokes that feel episodic and lose the narrative thread.
Hmm. How did I feel about that?
Or
Thanks for
maybe the
asking.
first two. What did you think? I just can't get over what the freaking. Anyways,
So
whatever.
I do not think the story took off well. So I don't know. I put this one in because I wanted it to be controversial. I don't agree with it. I think that
might be the only
if
one.
anything, I think if anything, I'm not gonna say the movie got better, but I think the movie got more bearable the longer you watched it. Like the second half, I don't think was terrible, but first hour, where she's got to go on her trip and he's got to be a dad and he's got to be the president of the talent show. I didn't like any of that.
The president.
Yeah, whatever that was, I didn't super love.
No, I think you like the second half because the first half you watch it and you become so numb and taken away from reality that the second half seems bearable.
Yes.
In reality, it's just as awful as the first half.
I feel like there was some movement.
Okay, well, yeah, it
in the
technically
second
moved.
half.
They were
And the
still
parties.
filming.
The party didn't even start till the second half.
I don't.
Okay.
Anyways,
We'll move on.
yeah, we can all have opinions. That's the great thing about
Lynn
life.
Van Haas said, "Pathetic grab for easy laughs." ...
I added that.
Oh,
Because I mean, what says it more? What says more in the least amount of words than what that said? A pathetic grab for easy laughs.
yeah. But what about the Russ Simmons one? If you value your time, skip me time.
Okay, I mean maybe
That's
for you,
rhymes.
but this speaks to me.
Okay.
Pathetic is just such a if I called you pathetic, yeah, that hurts.
Like
that's pathetic.
Swinging?
So pathetic grab for easy laughs is just a beautiful way of putting a review.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay.
Jim Shembri says there's just enough comic sizzle between Hart and Wahlberg, though Hart's performance is interchangeable with his other comedy epics. Director John Hamburg keeps things moving at a snappy pace, ultimately clocking the film in as a celebration of suburbia.
You want to break that down?
Okay, first, I do not think there's a comic sizzle between Hart and Wahlberg.
He says just enough. Was there just enough?
No, there was.
Okay.
No, there wasn't any.
All right.
It wasn't. Yeah.
I thought I'd try.
Yeah. Hart's performance is interchangeable with the other. Yeah. So it's a copy and paste of every other movie he's been in besides Jumanji.
Of the Man from Toronto.
Yes.
Did you like Jumanji?
Yeah. That's the only movie I like him in.
Really?
Uh-huh.
I think him and Jack Black are a good duo.
Yeah.
They're never in a film together.
Or if it's just not him and one other person. Like if he's in a group.
What about?
And he's diluted a little bit.
Did you see Central Intelligence?
Yeah, I don't like him. No.
You didn't like it?
No.
With him and The Rock?
Yes, I don't like him
So
in The
you
Rock.
don't like him and The Rock together?
I don't like him as any major role. Like if he's like a group of people, it's fine.
You don't like
he's
him as a main
diluted.
character?
No.
Okay.
Snappy pace, yeah, but in a bad way. Transitions are just awful, and it's so quick, it makes it feel so long and exhausting. There's no moment, there's no break in it. There's not even a slightly slower moment in the entire thing. It's all very long and exhausting, but at the fastest pace possible.
What about A Celebration of Suburbia?
Yeah, sure.
What does that even mean?
It celebrates living in the suburbs. Of the life in the suburbs.
She seemed pretty well off.
Yeah, and he's a father, so kind of, sort of, yeah, I kind of did that.
Okay. Did you have any other compelling ideas
Not really.
that were given from the critics?
Um,
I saw that if you were on Google reviews, you either 1-starred it or you 5-starred it and said that you watched it like 10 times,
yes.
which is polarizing, which is typically not a good thing for a movie.
And not good for our nation.
Oh.
It tears us apart. Polarization.
It's the Democrats and the Republicans writing these Google reviews.
Yeah, the Democrats are liking this movie. One thing I'd like to point out from our facts section is
Yes.
John Hamburg's rules for comedy, or like I'd call him, John Hamburg's dumbest things I've conceived for comedy.
So what he does repetitively.
Yeah. So this is how he says he makes his comedic genius come to fruition.
Okay.
Number 1, have a mismatched pal. And he specifically points out Kevin Hart is small, and all of his actors he's with are tall or different body size. Right?
Did you write this?
No, this is from an interview with him.
He said this.
John. He said
This
all
is
of
what
these.
he likes to
Yes.
do. Okay.
And he said that like body size. He's like, it's just funny, and
Yeah,
have,
body
like-
shaming is really
Yeah.
funny. It's really funny, John.
And to have an introvert and an extrovert, or like different personalities clash.
Okay.
Whatever. Second one, project confidence in the sense that the character has confidence, and it gets like swept under him,
Okay.
and everyone laughs at him. Number 3, believe in yourself. Kind of the same thing. Is to
How's that funny?
I don't know. Kind of the same thing is like to believe that like the character is funny when they're acting, and then they become funny. Number 4, be serious when it counts, and to have like super serious dramatic conversations for the character, and then like have a pie thrown at him or something. And then number
throw up.
Yeah, that's so good.
I'm
and
clicking
then
it.
Number 5, commit to the bit.
Commit to the bit.
He specifically, this is the dumbest thing.
Okay.
He specifically references a time where he had Philip Seymour Hoffman in whatever that Polly one was called. What is that called? His movie?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Along Came Polly. Philip Seymour
I've never seen
Hoffman.
that.
I haven't either. But he talks about how he made this whole stunt. It was super elaborate to make Philip Seymour Hoffman fall on the ground for a comedic little bit. And he thought it was just genius that that actor would do that. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. That's like the only source you could think of for committing to the bit.
Is falling to the ground.
I mean, he did have Kevin Hart fall twice in the kitchen scene. And it
yes.
was
Oh, off
very
of a
funny.
turtle's poop.
So I wanted to put that to see just how ridiculous all those were, and how absolutely none of them are funny. And if they are, they're superficially funny.
Was there any part in the film that you laughed though?
I think I slightly smiled at the cougar scene.
You laughed at that.
Yeah,
I did not think that was funny.
that's the only thing I
I thought it was
laughed at.
horrible.
It's the only thing I laughed at. The entire movie.
You didn't think it was funny when his neighbor was snorting his son's Adderall?
I mean, I
thought
thought
that,
I think it's a funny concept. Like, I like the idea of it. It's just
Not a fan.
I could have been tired at that point from watching the movie. I don't know. A lot of other things.
What about when Mark Wahlberg or Huck,
Chuck Buck?
when Huck purposely had a guy drive a car into his minivan for insurance money?
That was just kind of, I don't know, it was more shocking. I mean, kind of funny.
It was
Again,
fun.
in the sense, it's funny, but it's just such a, I don't know.
It was completely unnecessary, made no sense.
Yeah.
But I think there were parts that were redeemable, that were bearable.
Okay.
But anyways, great observation. This is you really did well.
Yeah, I want to cover one more fact. There's a fact about basically Mark Wahlberg had to be naked for 12 hours on Long Beach Pier.
Really?
Just so you know that. I don't
Air
want to talk
Jordans.
about it. Yes.
How uncomfortable was it? So when I found out that he was naked, I was okay with it. But when he had shoes on, that made me really uncomfortable.
No,
I don't know
that makes
why.
it better.
I was like, ugh, what the
I
heck?
don't want to step on anything.
Cover your feet.
And he hadn't signed on for it. Like, he just did it. I mean, he basically got his cast in like the set. And they're like, "You want to do this?" And he's like, "Sure."
He's like, they're like, take everything off, and he starts taking off his shoes. They're like, no, keep those on, keep the Jordans. They're
I
like,
want you to hurt yourself.
Okay. Did he look good though?
Yeah,
Mark looks good.
Yeah. He's old, so he looks good for his age.
He was
too.
good.
I can't do it. I can't read Kevin Hart's post. He posted about it, and
You don't want to read it.
I don't read it. But
Posted about what, the movie?
uh,
Talking about cash grabs. We thought it said the last movie was a cash grab.
yeah.
The Gray Man.
Okay, this is what he said. He said at the very end. He said 2 professionals that truly care about their craft about this movie.
He said that.
Yes.
Kevin Hart said that. That's really sad. We
Yeah.
should go into our thoughts.
Yeah, let's go about our
Let's
thoughts.
Look at your paragraph.
Hey, shut up. I need to write everything I hate about it.
How many book reports did you do in elementary school?
Not
I
enough.
think you did one a week.
If I did it film book reports, I would have an excellent repertoire.
You should publish these as a book. Or you can say.
That's great. No, let's do
It
that.
sound like you were already doing
Do you want to? No, I want to now. Do you want to go or
yeah,
me?
yeah, I got this.
Okay, thanks.
I got this.
Okay, please.
Kevin Hart's always throwing up. It was so funny in Man
No!
for Toronto. It was my favorite
Oh,
scene.
okay. In Manchester, Toronto.
Yeah, my
Okay.
favorite scene.
Okay.
So funny.
Okay.
So funny because it was so like. I mean, you knew he was gonna do it, but you didn't actually think he was gonna do it. And then he threw up on the guy, and the guy's like,
God, he was so
but he
squirmy.
threw up here. When did he throw up again?
It was like during the montage of him golfing and everything with those Koreans.
Oh, because he pounded like tons of meat or something.
Yeah.
And he's throwing up in the barbecue. Yeah, that was really gross. That was
Yes.
super gross. It wasn't funny because it just looked inconvenient. It was like, I would be so pissed if I was at this barbecue place and this guy was just hucking vomit everywhere because he ate too much.
Even
Like,
if I was an extra.
yeah, I'd be like, come on, guys. Well, and how much, like, do you think he had to, like, because he threw up a lot. I wonder how much he had to hold in his mouth. That should be a fact we should look at.
He does it a lot, so he probably has. He does it every movie.
One thing I hated.
Shivers.
Oh, there were several parts that I really had struggled with. I don't know if there's any. Oh yeah, there's a good part. So his wife, Sonia, right?
Yeah.
Maya. Why did you say yeah?
It's
Her
like,
name's
that's
Maya.
not right. I don't know. I don't care about her name.
So it's Maya and Sunny, right?
Sure.
I thought the name Sunny was fitting for him. So Maya tells him at the beginning of the film, you should go on the trip. You should hang out with your friends. And he literally tells her, it's just going to be a bunch of 20-year-olds. Or he says, we're not 20-year-olds anymore. We have no connection. We're just going to get in trouble. It's going to be bad. And she's like, but you should get out and do it. And then she gets mad at him for doing it. Like, he goes out, he does it. I don't think she expected a house party at her house. But I was just like, and then she was like, oh, like that. That's what she was like. She was like mad at him. But I feel like she didn't. Obviously, him giving away $47,000 was that how much it was? Yes, $47K.
Yes. Yeah.
That was not good. But like, why is she mad at him for going out? She literally told him to do it. She told him to do it, and then he did it, and then she got mad at him. That bugged me. And while I'm on this Maya rant, she gets mad at him for giving away the $47,000 without talking to her first.
Yes.
But then she and her parents talk about using the $47K nest egg for starting her own firm. Obviously, it's a better use of the money. But she's like, I don't need Sonny's help. They're like, you don't need him. And she's like, you're right. I'm independent. I don't need to talk to Sonny about this. So I'm like, why is it okay? I mean, obviously, it's a better financial decision, and she was not drunk. But why is it okay for her to make decisions without talking to him, but he can't make decisions without talking to her? And then they take they have like a little breakup or something, which I don't even know how that works when you're married, but he just...
It does it in every Kevin Hart movie, though.
Yes.
They have the
That
breakup.
was the other thing. They break up, and normally it's like a girlfriend, but this time they were married. And I'm like, this is not healthy. Like, you guys just went from not communicating to just completely not living together. So I'm like, Kevin Hart, this whole like, girl hates me, but now I'm going to fix it thing, there was not enough time in the movie to fix it. It's over. They are done. The relationship is over. Okay, I feel like you're suppressing thoughts.
No, it's just
We'll get
the
okay.
I don't know who you are anymore and need space argument at the
Yes.
end of a Kevin Hart movie is
There just wasn't enough time to fix it.
and it should have been there anyways.
Yeah. I don't know if he ever fixed it in The Man from Toronto. I feel like he kind of did.
Kind of.
I don't think there was ever anything to fix.
They went
Well,
to
he
get
was
dinner
there.
though, so that helped.
Yeah. Yeah, dinner always helps.
Yeah.
Especially when the chef is a murderer, a manhunter,
Hit man.
a hitman.
It's not a murderer. He's a hit man.
The only other thing I said was I just don't understand the meaning of the film. I don't know why it was made. I don't know the message it was trying to convey, other than like the obvious just one-off garbage ones. I just don't know why. I don't know who greenlit this movie. Like there was no concept about it that was drawing. Like it's not until halfway in the movie you realize that Huck is really just running from somebody he owes money to, but then he's just gonna work it off. But then they're like, oh, let's start a business so you don't have to work it off. And then they leave and it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. You don't think that he's gonna be
title.
No.
The title's Me Time, and if any theme you would take away from it, it's not Me Time.
You don't deserve me time.
And
Because
if
it gets you into trouble.
Yes.
Me time equals trouble. Yes, I hated that. Jimmy Yang is so funny.
Yes.
He's so funny. Every scene with him in it I liked.
Yes.
And I actually thought the broken finger one was hilarious. When he was like, obviously it's predictable. He smashes the head, but he's like, oh, it looks like a hot Cheeto. Thank you, Jimmy, for that comment.
Yes, Jimmy is good.
Okay, that's all I got. Wasn't a super enlightening movie, so I don't have super enlightening thoughts. But
That's fair.
I give this movie a 14
Really?
out of 37. I didn't like it, but it had bearable scenes,
Okay.
so I'm okay with it.
Would you recommend it?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Literally nobody. If you like Mark Wahlberg or Kevin Hart, you're going to like them less if you watch this. If you not watch it.
If you want to keep them as
If you
good
already
actors.
don't like them, maybe you can watch it.
Even then.
I don't know that you should. Okay, those are my thoughts.
That's great.
Yeah.
I love that. You always just give so many good thoughts.
Well, I appreciate.
I actually
inspire me.
I
want you to
agree with you this time too.
Well, that's because I didn't like Kevin Hart this time, and you were okay with that.
Yes.
If you've got things to say about this, you have to add it. I want to feel more
Okay.
connection.
Do you want
with
every
with
single
this
one of my
moment.
thoughts?
No. Just the ones that relate to mine.
Okay. I'm gonna specifically talk about. I have different categories like dislikes, likes, general thoughts. I have a
Okay.
specific category just about Kevin Hart. Okay.
Oh. I don't know if I'm gonna like
this is a question. Why does Kevin Hart have to ruin everyone's careers around him?
Yeah, he's overall negative. He's
Yes.
a double negative.
And I've talked about this before, but I think he's an objectively bad actor, in my eyes, and I think he can be subjectively good to some people with that type of humor, but that does not make him a good actor.
I think that we're just seeing that he doesn't have a lot of range in his comedy right now.
Yes.
In acting,
Yes.
it's one type, and it's over and over and over.
Yes. With the small guy and the big guy going on an adventure.
Yeah.
I'm also surprised he has a wife. He can never keep one in films.
I know.
And the fact that he got back together amazes me.
How many divorces do you think he's been through?
In
Probably one,
film,
right? No. In real life, yeah. In film, probably 1,000.
I have no idea about his love life, and I was gonna look it up, but I didn't care to.
I'm just gonna ask.
Because I'm not dissing him as a person. I just think he should never be in a film again. Like, as a person, or even as a comedian, do whatever you want. Just please never, ever be in a film again.
That's mean.
It's not mean.
Oh, how many times?
I'm not-
How many times has Kevin Hart been married? 2.
Oh.
Yeah, so I said that he had been divorced once. I know my
Man,
Kevin Hart.
You're so smart.
Thanks. So what's that?
It's not mean to say you can't be in a film. I'm not trying to fly a plane. I don't know how to fly a plane. He doesn't know how to make a movie. He shouldn't be in a movie.
Well, okay. All right.
And that's not just once.
I
That's
think
almost every movie.
Kevin Hart should take a break from film at this moment.
Yeah,
He's-
stick to
he's-
Jumanji movies.
He's greenlighting too many crap shoots, and it's tarnishing his reputation.
Yes. He always plays a dumb, underaccomplished, always throwing up, pathetic man who constantly embarrasses his wife. He's constantly just the worst person.
He's always a suburban dad too.
Yes.
But he's never like a hood dad. He's always like a I don't know how to say it.
The whitest version.
Yes, the whitest
of a
version of a black dad. That's what he's always plays.
Which I know. Which
he has
is
black elements, but he's not really hood. He's just kind of like basically white.
yes, and that's not racist to say. That's just an observation of
Canceled.
Film. No,
Done.
I'm just saying.
Podcast over.
I'm not. Anyways.
Okay.
Here are my other dislikes.
Yes.
I'm trying to see what I've already said.
What is the
I can
most-
honestly say I didn't enjoy one entire scene of the movie.
What?
I think
We
I
just
liked.
talked about some.
I
scenes
think
you
I
enjoyed.
liked parts of scenes, but I don't think they ever made one good entire scene, in my
a
eyes.
scene being what, 7 seconds?
Well, I would say probably probably a couple
Is
minutes.
that like a couple scenes?
A couple minutes, I would say, is a scene.
Okay, a shot is 7 seconds. A scene.
A shot is like 2 seconds in this film.
okay,
It's so
A
fast.
scene is like a congruent.
Yes.
It's congruent.
Sequential
group-
shots put together.
Yes, that all are around the same.
With a
thing.
single idea. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Look at that film knowledge. I agree. There was no sequence of shots.
It
that
was
I
just so
enjoyed.
rushed and
Yeah.
just terrible transitions, and 10 minutes and I was exhausted. It was just, it's so
I was exhausted
poorly
the first
put
time
together.
he slipped on the turtle's poop. I was exhausted. I was like, "This is how we're gonna do this." Okay.
I also went into this film I was not having a good day yesterday. Pretty anxious, depressed. And I realized nothing in my life or nothing I have ever seen would poorly as made as this. And it actually, I was less depressed and anxious after watching this
well,
because of how bad it was.
Yeah.
I thought nothing I ever can do or watch will be as bad in my mind as this movie. It was so bad.
80 million makes it so much worse.
Yes.
Well, we probably know that 20 of that was to Kevin and 20 of that was to Mark, but that's still
They
another
spent
40.
80 million on a cancerous cardinal view of the world with sex poop jokes with nothing good about it. And it's
Hey,
a reality where if I was in that reality, I would lock myself in my car, in my garage, and asphyxiate myself. This is just, if I was in any reality, and this was any reality of the actual human condition, I would do that. I wouldn't live in it. If this was anything like reality, I would not live in it.
This is so sad. Imagine having in-laws like that, though. They hate him. They hate him
do.
so much.
So much.
Justifiably so, though. I'm not gonna lie.
But that's it. I liked 3 things in this film, and that was one of them.
The
Is that
in-laws-
when he was calling Gil a cheater at golf?
that was funny.
That was funny.
You're a cheater.
You're a cheater.
I am not.
A 6-foot putt is not a gimme.
That is true. That's doctrine.
Yes, yes.
It's the most true thing Kevin Hart has ever said.
Yeah, so that was actually funny. I liked it open in Moab because I'm from Utah. Not the scene. I liked it open in Moab. It was set there.
What scene was it?
The squirrel suits going off the cliff.
Oh,
It was in
I
Moab.
did not like that scene.
No, it was really bad, but it was in Moab. And then the other thing was Jimmy Yang. I like Jimmy Yang.
Thank you. We both agree on that.
Yeah, Jimmy Yang,
Jimmy is
amazing.
fine.
General thoughts, 2 things. Who the F was that Uber driver?
She played more of a role than she should have in that film.
In such an odd role.
Like she was like
So weird.
the male version. Is there such thing as female bouncers?
Maybe,
like-
like she would be.
Yeah,
She was huge.
yeah, she's a female bouncer.
Well,
Well,
built,
you
man.
didn't think it. I didn't think she was that big, because there was like that, him and. But when she stood next to Mark, I was like, whoa,
Yeah,
she's a big girl. Like she's tall.
she was.
She's
tall.
got to be like. I mean, I don't know how tall. Mark's probably not 6 foot. He's probably like 5'9".
Probably, yeah.
She's got to be like 6'1".
Yeah,
She's big. She probably could kill both of them
probably.
as an Uber driver.
So
Yeah, I don't really understand her role at all.
Yeah.
Do you think she could have her own movie?
no.
Really? I kind
I don't
of
know.
started to like her at the end. I was kind of like, maybe if the whole movie was like about this bad A Uber driver that happened to be like a 6'1" girl that could just kill you, that would be interesting. She
just
had a
feels
pet tortoise.
Yes. She just feels like the side character in a movie, like the best friend of the main character.
Except that she wasn't best friends with either of them.
Well, I know, but like if it was like Love and Gelato, she would be the friend.
Okay, but how bad is that seafood? That was in their car for like
Oh.
7 hours. It was raw seafood.
Yeah.
Anyways,
And then Dash is the goofiest child actor I've ever seen in film.
that's the son.
Mm-hmm. He's so weird.
I didn't super love him.
He like, I don't know.
When he was doing
There's
comedy at the end, I thought he was going to give a motivational speech because that's what he was watching.
Yeah.
He wasn't watching Dave Chappelle.
He talked about that at the beginning. He said it was like a motivational Dave Chappelle thing.
And then he gives up there and starts roasting his dad. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I didn't think you were a comedian.
No. And you aren't.
No.
So I will end with my score of a hopping 6 out of 37.
Oh. Wait, what did you give Marmaduke?
I think I give it like a 2 or 4.
Okay, good.
Yes, it's above Marmaduke. Nothing can be as bad as Marmaduke. but it's really close. So 6 out of 37. I would not recommend it to any living being. I would ask that it
like
be completely ripped off of Netflix and never appear anywhere again ever.
Inanimate objects? Would you have them watch?
No, I wouldn't have it run.
Press play for a frog?
Maybe. Bring frogs into it. I love videos of frogs, man. So that's me.
Next week's film.
Next week's film is I deleted it.
It's
I Came Back.
Is it like I Came By or something?
Oh yeah, man.
He Came By.
I mean, it's I Came By. You're right.
Right.
Wow.
I Came By.
I'm not surprised you knew that, but kinda.
I don't know if this is still running.
So yeah, I Came By will be the film next week. So watch that if you want to listen in without spoilers. And thanks for listening.
Thank you.
And Kuhn, thanks for being my guest today on my podcast.
You are not. Get out of here.
And yeah,